The concept of reality seems to differ for a wide variety of individuals. Therefore, what happens when someone's reality is altered because of something within their brain? To examine this question, we have to look at those who experience reality differently than we might. According to the National Center for Learning Disabilities, up to 1 in 5 children in America have a learning disability, such as dyslexia, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, dysgraphia, or dyscalculia. Having a learning disability generally means it may be more difficult for someone to attain specific life skills. Some of these skills may consist of communication, managing money, reading, writing, or learning new things. Although a common stigma against people with learning disabilities, they do not necessarily have a lower IQ than anyone else. A reason so many children tend to struggle academically, though, is because school systems are usually not designed around children with learning disabilities, their teachers or parents are not aware that they have learning disabilities, or the child is undiagnosed for years. A learning disability is not interchangeable with other disorders. Many people often associate them with anxiety or other mental illnesses. However, these are two different categories of disorder. Yet, such learning disabilities can alter someone's existence similar to how a mental illness may. In order to fully understand how reality is altered by learning disabilities, you have to understand what these disabilities consist of. Dyslexia is a broad term, but is usually defined by consisting of difficulty in learning, writing, reading, or word interpretation. Many people tend to get words, letters, and symbols jumbled up in their heads and mixed up. However, dyslexia does not affect someone's general intelligence. Still, we can see how these difficulties can affect someone's everyday life. Not being able to distinguish words and symbols from one another can be a major factor in what career choice someone is able to pursue, or can even be dangerous if there is a sign or symbol someone has to read and they cannot make it out clearly. Dyslexia can also make mathematics or learning new languages more difficult. Dysgraphia also affects writing abilities, usually with spelling, bad handwriting, or issues putting thoughts onto paper. Dyscalculia pertains to mathematical abilities and consists of difficulty manipulating numbers or performing mathematical equations. Attention deficit disorder, or ADD, is another common learning disability. Many people think that ADD and ADHD are the same, and they are to a certain extent, but the truth is, it is in fact that ADD is a type of ADHD. ADD does not involve the hyperactivity aspect that ADHD does, but both are usually caused by a chemical imbalance in certain neurotransmitters. Brains with ADD or ADHD tend to have lower rates at which they use glucose. Common signs of ADD or ADHD are inattention to certain tasks or activities, or the need to avoid tasks that are straining to someone. Excessive hyperactivity is the most noticeable sign of ADHD, and is usually exhibited by the toddler or preschool age. Although a main focus or concept surrounding learning disabilities is related to intelligence or education, it is also important to acknowledge that learning disabilities have a large effect on social and emotional issues of many adults. Many adults with ADHD have said that they experience issues with keeping long-term friendships or relationships with friends or partners. They have difficulty containing their anger, and they often misinterpret what other people are saying. This shows how ADHD and other learning disabilities alter the lives and realities of people. So many of their experiences are different because of something that they have within their brain. However, it does not make their experience with reality any less than someone who does not have a learning disability. As humans, we all have unique life experiences and experience reality in completely different individualistic ways. Therefore, to say that one version of reality is a better construction of the other would not make sense, because to people with learning disabilities, this is their reality. Most do not know any differently. Therefore, it would be hard to distinguish our reality from theirs, considering that we have never experienced what it is like to have a learning disability either. Another reason why it is difficult for those without learning disabilities to understand the reality of those who do have disorders, such as ADHD, is because people with ADHD commonly take Adderall. Adderall is a prescription drug used to treat ADHD and narcolepsy. This medication is a combination of amphetamine and dextroamphetamine, which stimulates the nervous system and affects the brain's chemical balance. This drug helps to increase focus and calm those who are hyperactive. When people who do not need Adderall take it, it can have severe and even frightening side effects. However, many with ADHD find it neutralizes them and makes them feel better. This is a drastic difference in experience of reality and shows how the intricate parts of our brains play various roles in our lives and how our brains react to certain substances.